slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make it.
Hey guys, how are y'all? I want that big. We'll do it for that for right now. Can y'all hear me good enough? I'm trying a new mic out. Hey, Bubbles. Trying a new mic out that I bought. It works with my Mac and my phone, and it had good reviews. So I'm hoping it does well. It's just me and you so far, Bubbles. Looks like I probably threw it off by changing it yesterday, and I hate that. But that, and I did see there's a few creators live, so I'm sure that's going to affect it. Yes, I just got your text, Bubbles. I was just fixing to text you the exact same thing. I am looking because I wanted to see if they were doing a press conference on this other case. Great minds think alike, Bubbles. If you're just coming in, make sure you say hello. I mean, you don't have to. We would like for you to, but you don't have to. But at least leave a thumbs up. How about that? I know it's been a while, guys. With Dave home, that throws everything off. I try to spend as much time possible with him, and it looks like he's going to be leaving out for a few months this time. And this job may actually be a couple years. We don't know for sure yet. It's kind of up in the air. So things are a little nuts. And today was his birthday, so I really hated going live. But when I rescheduled it yesterday, I wanted to make sure I went ahead and did the live. So more than likely, a lot of you are going to be watching the replay. That's perfectly okay. Love it. But I wanted to do a little bit of case update on different true crime things. But there's one happening in the news as we speak, and I think it's important to share some of that. And I think I'll do it first. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do it first or the updates. Um, and I know Kendall won't be here. Kendall has to, she's probably already asleep. She has to work like before dawn. Like, it's insane. It's totally unfair the kind of hours that she works. And I'm sure T-Pex is busy. Middle of the week lives may be a hard one to do. I know I had somebody say they would love Wednesday night lives. I don't know who that was. It's Wednesday night. They're not here. Unless it was Bubbles. Bubbles, was it you? I got to get back in the algorithm. That's part of the problem is I haven't been live enough. And so it throws me out of the algorithm and it makes it harder for people to catch when I am live because YouTube will throw you out. And YouTube does, oh Lord, total lost my train of thought. YouTube does unsubscribe people sometimes. I had that happen. This week it looked like it like dropped and then went all the way back up. So I'm like, this is so weird. There's some of them that I wish it would unsubscribe me from because I forget and then they pop up and I'm like, oh man. And then, it's been quiet. It's been quiet since I'm not in the gypsy world. So quiet, so peaceful. So peaceful. So one of the first ones, let's do some case updates. Maybe some people will come in and we can talk about this new case towards the end or middle. Let's pull this up. I'm just going to share it and we'll read what I find. It is so nice, Bubbles. It just, when you already hear something and we're both like, what? Huh? Like we're just totally lost. It's so nice. So anybody who's been in true crime any amount of time, even if you don't know about true crime, you've heard of the Manson murders. Patricia Greenwinkle is one of those that was convicted of those crimes. And she is eyeing freedom after 56 years. Man, it's weird that it's been that long. Let's see. Let's pull this one up. Go away. Reformed Manson follower eyes freedom after 56 years. She's not the same person anymore. Patricia Greenwinkle in prison over the Tate LaBianca killings, recommended for parole, but faces uphill battle to be freed. When was this article done? Because this was Wednesday, June 4th, so this was today. Didn't we hear that she got her parole? Ellen Dragon! Hello! Hi, Rapper! How are y'all? Nope, you're perfectly fine. Could have sworn we heard that she actually got her parole. Maybe she's just getting the option to go to the parole board. Let's see. I need to quit saying The decision marked a... Okay, hold on. I do 11 younger murders in Los Angeles could go free after being recommended for parole last week. It seems like California is really focusing on recommending parole for a lot of inmates. And I did read somewhere that is something they have been looking into in California, is rehabilitating prisoners to put them back out in society. I do think Patricia Greenwinkle is somebody who would be okay. From what I have read, the things that she has done a few things to show that she is rehabilitated and is truly sorry for what she did. The decision marked a major victory for the aging incarcerated woman after 16 parole hearings. Greenwinkle, now 77, was 21 at the time of the 1969 killings and has been imprisoned longer than any other woman in California. On Friday, she was found suitable for release by the state's Board of Parole Hearings after a 4-hour hearing with commissioners recognizing her growth over more than 5 decades and concluding she is not a danger to society. Kernwinkle, however, still faces an uphill battle to be freed. Convicted of 7 counts of murder and one of the most high-profile killing sprees in the U.S., she is up against politicized legal process that regularly prevents people tied to notorious crimes from coming home, even when they've spent vast majority of their lives locked up and are recommended by state officials to be freed. California is one of 2 states that gives the governor the authority to veto parole decisions, and Gavin Newsom, the current Democratic governor, has repeatedly reversed the decision to grant people's freedom in notorious cases. That includes Sirhan, who remains in prison for the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy, despite his son, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., calling for his release. Leslie Van Houten, another former Manson follower whose release was vetoed by Newsom, but who was freed by appeal court in 23, and Krenwinkel herself, who was granted parole in 22, but blocked by Newsom. Longtime friends of Krenwinkel, along with her legal team, said in interviews this week that she has survived abuse and spent decades turning her life around and taking advantage of programs. So, Newsom is somebody we're also facing in the Menendez trial and the Menendez release. I don't know what to think of any of that. Don't know. I worry about Newsom. I don't know that Newsom, and I don't know if I'm extremely loud, guys. Let me know. It is a new mic, and I'm used to talking loud, so I'm trying to talk quieter and it not like bust your eardrums. Newsom is not a huge fan of releasing these people. Like, I do think he is going to fight the Menendez brothers. They were granted their opportunity to face parole. We thought that was going to happen this month. It was supposed to be, I believe, the 13th or 14th. And then it's been moved back to August. Now, the spokespeople for the Menendez brothers have come out and said they are happy about that. That gives the attorneys more time to prepare. That, they weren't prepared for it to be an actual hearing for their release, possible release. Now that it is, pushing it back is a good thing. A little bit longer on getting them out. But in the end, I don't know if Newsom is going to let them out. Like, I feel like he's going to block it. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Those were the other, Menendez was the other ones I was going to talk about with that. And that's really all there is on them. The family's been speaking out. They are extremely positive. They think this is all good and going to benefit the brothers. So we'll just have to wait and see. What was the other one that I had? Oh, Lori Daybell. Lori. It's so funny. We had a meeting today where we're getting ready to talk about the cult, the Mormon cult, and Jody Hildebrandt. And all of it ties back to freaking Lori and Chad Daybell. You're fine, babes. You're fine. So, her trial on the, I believe it's attempted murder of Brandon. I don't remember exactly what the charge is. The nephew-in-law, I think is what he is or was. And Monday, they're supposed to be starting with picking the jury, and she's like throwing a fit, and she's being the usual self, and she's sick and shows up to court in a wheelchair. So the judge pushes it back to today, and he orders them to test her, like for COVID, for the flu, for all the things, to make sure she's fine, that there's nothing wrong with her. Like, you have to be sick, woman. Like, come on. And of course, today they had a hearing. They were supposed to be starting today, and at first they told Nate Eaton that she wasn't going, and then they emailed him back and said, nope, the judge has ordered her to be here, so she is on her way. She gets there and she sidebars it because she doesn't want her medical stuff put out to the public. And basically, the bitch ain't sick. She has to do trial. Like, she got to get over herself. And like, when she's talking to the jury, she's talking perfectly fine. Nate said you can hear her voice. She was quiet, but sounded fine. And as soon as the potential jury is out of the room, and she won't talk to the judge, like, she's giving him the silent treatment. Oh, I should have saved it. Dang it. I should have done it on the computer. And Colby, her son, did a post on X with Lori showing up the court, like, wrapped up in mummy, like a mummy in a wheelchair. It was so funny. It was funny shit. Yes, I'm gonna play hers. And I do want to color Taylor Shaw Business's whole story. Taylor Shaw Business, and if you don't know, are you done? Am I done with what, babes? Did I miss something in the chat? Ellen Dragon, am I done with what? We've got several we're talking about, and then I'm going to go into this case that is breaking today out of Washington. Oh, yes, the judge. Are you done? I was cracking up. Like, at this point, she knows there's nothing to lose, right? So I do suspect this trial with Brandon is going to be off the chain. It is going to be, we're going to have some comedy gold out of this one. Now, Taylor Shaw Business, if you aren't familiar with her story, she is convicted of the murder of her friend and fuck buddy. They weren't a couple, they were just friends. They've been friends since high school. But she didn't only murder him, she totally dismembered him and had sex with the dead body. Like, she went psycho. Bubble says, if she is not crazy in the eyes of the law, I can't imagine who is. And I agree with you to an extent on this, Bubbles. I do. And it's one of those, I want to hear some professionals weigh in on her. I am hoping with Taylor, they do a full psych study on her. Like, she could be a really amazing psych study. So she kills Stan Therion. She has sex with his body. She dismembers his body, disembowels him, carries body parts with her back to her apartment in a crock pot box, leaves the head in a bucket, covers it with a towel. Like, it is the most unimaginable crime. She goes to court. She attacks two lawyers, like, attacks them, like, goes ballistic on them. Now she's going to court for attacking a guard. And at this point, let me go find this video. At this point, they have her strapped to a wheelchair and completely shackled. One time they bring her in and they have one of those face shield thing mask on her where she can't spit on anybody. Like, she really, at first, during her trial, with the different things that she would do, I was like, is she trying and pretending to be insane like Letitia Stalk did during Gannon's trial? Because she, if you watch that trial at all, we watched this woman pretend to have multiple personalities trying to get away with murder. And I was like, is that what Taylor's doing? Or is the years and years of drug use causing serious psychosis? Like, which is it? So I really hope they do some kind of deep study on her. I think there is something there. I really do. Bubble says, they normally do as well. For me, the issue with her is they keep expecting her to act different, but they don't address her mental health. Deepex! She has these mental health problems, long-term, long-standing. They've known about it. Have you heard her grandmother speak? Yes. Yes. She has a very long history. Her dad's in prison. It's a lot like Leilani Simon too, like multiple people in prison in the family. Uh, it just the drug use in and of itself is crazy. Uh, it her case, and it's one that Bubbles and I've been talking about because her and I are both fascinated with it, and I really need to get the files because I really want to go through the documents to do her case because I want to do it justice because there's something to this. Like we haven't heard much. Like we heard Letitia Stalk attacking the cop when they were bringing her back from Florida. We have Nicholas Cruz attacking the guard in the prison while he was getting ready to go to trial. So you don't hear a lot about these prisoners attacking these guards like this. And so when they do, it just makes you go, what the hell? But then you've got this one who's attacking lawyers. But she goes into court this week and blows kisses to the camera. Like I can't. Like let me go find it. Because I did save it. Not what I wanted it to do. Why does it always do that? And why doesn't it just stay on the page I want it to? And we're definitely going to be talking about the murdered children in Washington State and the manhunt for Travis Decker. I am hoping there might be an update. I saw somebody say it was supposed to be tonight, but I don't think they're planning on doing another press conference till tomorrow. Now, I know I watched that today. I watched a lot of stuff today. It's just kind of, here it is. When you are done tonight, can you tell me the deal with these crowns? I have no idea what crowns we're talking about. Look. Are you speaking in code? After our names. Codes after your names, huh? Some new YouTube thing. I'm not seeing it in StreamYard. Hold on, I'll look over on. Okay, I need to make sure y'all can hear the audio with me using this mic. So when I hit play, I'm going to come over to the chat real quick so I can go away. Cancel. Right. Why is it not going all the way back? Okay. Y'all hear it.
Hey, how you been? I'm all right, man. Yeah.
Okay, can y'all hear it before I let it play any longer? It will show the crown goals. Well, I'm gonna have to look up to see what that's something new YouTube is doing. I didn't get no email. Now I'm going to have to look up see what the crown means. I guess y'all have a goal to see who gets the best crown. Even though we don't know what it is. So listen to her voice as she talks, guys. She sounds drugged up to me. Let's go back just a little bit. Let's start it over because I wanted to make sure y'all could hear it. But you can see her. She even, like when she comes in, she blows a kiss. Like, this is crazy. Watch. Look at her blow that kiss. But listen to her talk to the attorney.
Hey, how you been? I'm alright, man. Yeah. I haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah. How you been? I'm good. I'm good. I'm all straight.
Feel better?
Yeah.
Doesn't she sound like she's talking extra slow and slurring? To me, it does. Like, but she also has always kind of had like, don't do that. There it goes. A weird speech, but she sounds messed up to me. Rebrand. We have missed you. Rebrand. Maybe you'll know. What is the new crown thing they have in the chat? What is the crown for in YouTube chats? Let's try that. Let's see, browser. Try this again. The crown icon indicates a viewer's engagement points earned during the live stream. It's a visual representation of the cumulative points for interacting with the stream through the chat. Stickers or by supporting the creator with super chats and super stickers. Clicking the crown opens a leaderboard displaying the top 50 most engaged viewers. The top 3 viewers of the leaderboard even receive special badge next to their name during the stream. Huh. That's what it means. The winner at the end gets a calorie-free invisible cookie. Huh. As viewers engage with a live stream, they'll notice the crown icon at the top of the chat, which displays the cumulative points they've earned for engaging with that specific live stream. Clicking on the icon will take viewers directly to the leaderboard to see the top 50 engaged viewers. Well, isn't that kind of neat competition? See, I knew Rebrand would know. I knew she would know. She's good like that. Competition, there you go, girls. So with Taylor and her little blowing kisses to the cameras, which I think is hilarious, they set her trial for attacking this jailer, prison guard, for October, late October. Early October, they'll have a hearing to see if they want to recuse the judge because he was there for the other attacks. The little attorney brought that up today. Rebrand can't shut me up now. Let me talk about chickens and when, Ellen Dragon says. I've got 2 sick chickens right now. I'm panicking. And babies out the wazoo, guys. But this judge brings up the fact that she has attacked 2 other lawyers because this lawyer doesn't want her shackled in the thing. And he's like, she's attacked other attorneys. He's like, we've got a good working relationship. Well, she had a pretty decent working relationship with the other 2. I mean, she was picked up with body parts in her van. I don't know what you expect. So it's based on how much we engage. I am going to lose for sure. And T-Pex is always multitasking. And so I told my husband, we've been talking about the channel, and he's like, "Baby, you just have to treat it like a job, where you do it every day and you're on live every day." And my problem is, guys, if I don't have a whole lot to say, I feel weird coming on here. So I may just have to start coming on here and blabbering. I don't know, sharing chickens. Rebrand will come up with some stuff, y'all. She ain't even playing. Oh, check this out. They have a new thing. Live comments from viewers will appear on screen during your stream. Keep the conversation going and make your audience part of the experience. Huh. That's new too. Look, StreamYard trying to do all kinds of fun stuff, and YouTube doing all kinds of fun stuff, and okay, the chats. Oh, yeah, it is over there on the bottom, isn't it? Yeah, popping up right down here on the bottom. Well, I guess if I took that off screen, it would show. Wait, I want a crown. Oh, I don't get one. I'm horrible at commenting in chats. I tend to let them play, and then I multitask and have my earbuds in and totally forget to comment. Well, I have lately rebrand, and I've moved away from the Jitsi community, and I've been in a totally different community, and it has been insane in that community. And I could talk all day long about that bullshit. What did you say? Now y'all are just gonna put comments in there, and I'm gonna go, what are we talking about? Oh, keep me company while I commute. Oh yeah. I would love to start coming live in the mornings and having coffee and just chattering and doing morning lives if there's anything new going on or whatever. I am making, y'all, baby Waylon, the newest grandbaby. Thank you, Bubbles. Bubbles has gifted some memberships. If you got a membership, make sure to tell her thank you. I don't think we have many watching right now, so. Oh, something to talk about with Broken Justice. I haven't seen her in a while. Charlie KC and Betty Frank and True Friends are superstars. You guys and Jan, you guys all got memberships. Congrats and welcome to my crew. I got to come up with some names. I got to work on my little emoji deals. I want to work on some merch. I want to work on really focusing on the channel. That's what Dave said. He's like, babe, look, and I'm all over the place again. He's like, babe, work on it is a job. Just spend a couple hours every day studying, doing a live every day, and that way you can build it up and make money. Mainly, he wants me to make money because I have a chicken habit that is breaking the bank at this point. Most people are addicted to other things. I have chickens. And the problem is right now, guys, with these Saramas that hatch, I don't want to let any go because I don't know what they are yet. I want to give them time to go, which they're so dang fragile. I'm terrified to let them go anyways. They're so little. And then the silkies that I hatched, I had one die yesterday. Just I have never smoked them. Oh, T-Pex, thank you. Oh my God, my girl. I love you. You're the best. We need some chickens. Love you, hun. Thank you. You are my best. I love you dearly. She has truly been by my side for a very long time, even when we were mad at each other. And the thing was, guys, is I wanted away from gypsy stuff so bad. I didn't want to come on here and talk anymore. And so, because everybody wanted to keep bringing it up, and I just don't. And so I've really been focusing on the content's coming, but I get so OCD with it that I have to have it all together before I'm comfortable bringing it forward. And I need to just start coming forward and talking with it and researching it online with you guys. But Waylon turns a year July 4th. and I was asked to make his smash cake, and we're making it one of those little red and white fishing bobbers. And so I'm probably going to decorate it live because I think that might be fun. And I've been, posting pictures of the chickens. My video of the geese and the ducks running at me the other day went crazy, like huge views on that sucker. It was so funny. Saramas equal little stiffies. Yep, they already have their wings hanging down. It's so cute. Which with other chickens, when their wings hang down, they're sick, and so I panic every time thinking the chickens are sick. Well, then buy your Renfish back. As much as I loved my Ren Fair, and as much as that was my heart, they had 3 horrible seasons, two horrible seasons, and I don't feel bad about that. I feel bad for the vendors that were there. They didn't even have as many vendors. So Brandy, you just brought her up. We, the chat inclusive, didn't. I know. Brandy said, FYI, you are the only channel to which I sub money because content, more because of you. Oh my God. Thank you, Ellen Dragon. That is super, super sweet. My angry chicken that I posted in Discord. I need to make some memes of him. Oh my God, he cracks me up. He is so funny. And they're just now learning that they're boys. And go figure, all of the little silkies that I had growing up, all but one are boys. It's like, that's just my luck. Just my luck. So I have got to get more girls to go with the boys, or I've got to get rid of some boys because I can't have that many boys in there with those girls. But and then my little favorite chocolate one is 6, so she is being treated for a wry neck. I'm really concerned, but everybody told me to give it time. It could take a couple weeks, and so I don't know how to get nutrients in her. So I don't, because she is so twisted. And then my Mo, who is my oldest girl, is acting stressed and sickly, so I don't know if it's age or respiratory. So she is now in the hospital in my utility room, away from everybody. He is do I have it on the computer? It's in Discord. I could open Discord. I'll show y'all this chicken. He is hilarious as hell. I can find the right deal. Let's name it Mad. Well, I was trying to name it. Why ain't it letting me name it? Close that. Did it save it? No. Mad chicken. Y'all are gonna get a kick out of him. Do 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 do. There he is. Watch. Y'all, this is too cute. No. This is our mad chicken, and he's young. He's like 4 months old, I think. And was out there kind of messing with everybody and cleaning out waters and getting pictures of them. And he's looking at me, and I'm like, oh my God. And I managed to grab warning for the jump scare. He is cracking me up. Like, I don't know what happened because they have, and he's through that awkward stage. So roosters, their little top knot, little fuzz head gets all kinds of cockeyed. He's got horns. But my mom told me the other day, she said, your fascination with dragons, chickens derived from dragons, right? And so I think she was just filling my head with shit to make me feel better about it. But I'm like, see, look, I have a chicken dragon. I need to do some memes with him because he is just too funny. Set up your account and I'll make sure you get an invite. What? Oh, with Discord, yes. We'll help you in Discord. My Discord is really slow, and that's perfectly fine with me because I forget about Discord half the time, and it it'll beep, but if I don't actually hear the beep, it doesn't like show you that there's anything in Discord. My eggs all come from, well, not all of them. Some came from just regular people. Most of my guys, my big breeders, came from or my most of them came from bigger breeders. Like this guy here came from a really big breeder over in Houston, the Houston area, and I really like her. So, but she's a longer drive. The other girl who was local to me, her chickens are beautiful. I don't have any of those pictures on here at all. I got some really pretty ones this weekend. She did a benefit for her sister. Her sister has cancer, was diagnosed with cancer, and she's a single mother and has no insurance. And so she did a benefit Saturday where all of the proceeds went to her sister's surgery that she's got to have. And they had a link sale and they had merchandise and she was selling equipment and she had a chicken sale. And so I went and got a rooster, a very young hen. She's not quite laying, and one that's laying, who is absolutely gorgeous. One is a lavender, one is a light buff, and one is a really dark buff. Asked because the bigger pros control temps better and can increase. Oh, okay. You're talking about the my incubators. Well, see, I didn't hatch these. I bought this one. I got him. He was little, and I wanted a black one because I kind of want to get my own paints. Shocking. Brandy went and got chickens. Well, and I told Dave, I said, I know I'm on chicken restriction, but it's for a good cause, and I'll go with limited funds. And I went with limited funds, and I stuck. And I did not stick in my budget. I tried to stick in my budget, but I went over my budget just a little bit. But it's fine. And it was for a good cause. And I am taking some roosters and things to auction on Saturday. So I am moving some stuff out. And then I take the babies to market on the 14th when we have our next market, which has been going so fun, so well, so much more peaceful than the other one. Oh, they were on sale, honey. It's okay. Well, technically, I think she was more expensive than what she usually is. Yes, chicken restriction because I technically have too many. Like in the babies with my Saramas and the Silkies, I have 16. And then in the other grow out pen outside, there are 9. Inside, there are 6. I had to count. And then I have 20 big chickens, which 4 of those roosters are going to auction. I have too many roosters because I have like 7 roosters. So 4 of those are going to auction. And the last ones I took to auction did really well. And then I have 3 mamas that hatched babies. And right now I have 18 babies out there in the outside pens with those mamas. So those babies are all going with me to market to see what we do with them. Well, rebrand because I haven't learned how to butcher them, and it scares me. And I got $10 a chicken the last time. I'll take it. Like that ain't bad. I did tell the kids I want to raise a pen of meat birds for the family, but they have to come help me butcher them if they want chickens. One of the local people that breeds and shows chickens was kind of walking me through and said I could come out and help them and learn how to do it. And so that's my plan. You have to show me how to do things. I'm very visual, so I have to be shown. And so what else? Wasn't there another update? What else did I have? We had Lori. We talked about Lori. We talked about Taylor. We talked about Menendez, and we talked about Krenwinkel. I think that was it. And then there's the new case that I want to share with you guys. Yeah, I don't name any of them. Mo has a name, but Mo's had a name since day one because she had a mohawk. I haven't even named my Silkies, even though I want to. Yeah. Yep. Well, Inland Dragon, I'm pushing for that, but I need better pins and the property fenced in better because things keep killing them, and I mean, it drives me nuts. Yeah, store-bought whole chickens are just under $10. I don't even know what they are here because I haven't bought one in forever. Biosecurity. Need to practice biosecurity. What the hell is biosecurity? We are totally off the rails at this point, but y'all win them crowns. Come on. Challenge accepted. Oh yeah, I probably will not. Last time we kind of I didn't let them hold them, but like I would put them in my hands and let them kind of hold my hands. But I need to get me some hand sanitizer and make people use that so that it's safer for my birds. Because especially with babies get stressed so easy. So easy. Look, Kendall just texted me. All right, so let me go. Are there any updates on the kids? Let's go over here and look. Let's see. No, but I will pull those up. Let me get rid of that. Oh, Madeline McCain was the other one. I forgot to put her in my tag. I want to do another deep dive on Madeline McCain. They have a suspect in her disappearance, and they are searching property now. The man was in prison or was charged with a sexual assault in 2007 around this time when Madeline McCann come up missing, and they are now searching his property because they found things on his computer that showed child pornography and pedo stuff, and he was talking with other pedos and about wanting a young one for his time, and it was back in that time, and evidently admitted to hurting her. Kendall, she'll be awake for a little bit. And so they are searching the property. They have taken things forensically, and they are testing things. The FBI is, or equivalent, Germany's equivalent to the FBI. So I want to do a deep dive and share on that one. I've never talked about her case. It's an interesting case. Kendall, there's a new thing in the chat. The more that you talk, the more that you're around, you get a crown. And then there's a competition so that you can get, I don't know, YouTube does something to give you attaboys for chatting in the chat. I don't know. Oh, and that was a belch. Hopefully the mic wasn't that good and pick it up. Of course, I covered it up because I didn't want to belch on the mic. So T-Pex and I, and our old trauma community, we have been, it is a total shit show. And so I really just, I just need to shut up. I just need to shut up. Okay, so let's talk about this case. Let's talk about so out of Washington State, I'm going to share this, and we're going to read these articles. This man is on the loose. Yeah, it's a new thing that they're doing. None of us knew. They were asking me, and I didn't even know it because I can't see it from this end. And I'm reading it when I ask Rebrand, and Rebrand, because I knew Rebrand would know. She had just shown up, and she's telling everybody what it is. So she was ahead of me. But yeah, y'all, the freaking Cromwellville is a dumpster fire. Like, we thought the other community was dumpster fire. It ain't got nothing on Cromwellville. Nothing. Like, we've got CPS showing up people's homes. We've got police showing up. We've got people making websites, doxing people. We've got, it is making light of people's traumas. It is the biggest shit show that I have ever seen. I thought it was bad before I left it. It's even worse now, and it just keeps going. There are cookies, she says. You have to, like, you need the cookies that have got the THC in it going over there. It is, in order to deal, you need things of substance. No, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the other one, the other side, the Cromwellville, which is not that one, not the G name, not that one, and not the F name. Rebrand. You don't know that community? Oh my God, you would be shocked. It's really entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. It is entertaining, but it is toxic, and it is the biggest dumpster shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's never ending. It's never ending. Ever. It just continues to go and go and go. And it's like, holy shit. No, you don't want to. You don't. And that's one reason why I haven't brought it here. I've started to. It's what I was telling T-Pex. Should I? Because it's a community I know, and it's a community I can commentate on. But do I really want to torture you people with it? Because it's a nightmare. It is absolutely a nightmare. Kendall says, Brandy has told me stuff about them that makes the G and F community look like saints. Almost. It's true. I'm not going to lie. Like, there's been some things with it. I've texted Kendall and said, my PTSD is being triggered by this. Like, this is, and I've even told some of them, you know, you've got RICO cases happening and judgments and people filing ROs and threatening to sue and actually trying to sue. And it is absolutely the biggest insanity I've ever seen in my life. Oh, what'd you get? We were thinking about it, but we can't get what we want in a price that's feasible right now, so we're waiting. Because my car's only 4 years old. I just want a truck. I want a truck, but I want a very specific truck. We have certain things we want, and we don't want to settle because we're getting old. Oh, rebrand Mama Kitties. I don't want to do any more cats. No, I've sent Kendall a few things like, dude, you got to watch this. She's like, nope, can't. So I just give her a rundown. It's just crazy. And you've literally got, at this point, guys, they've got, I don't know, TPEX, what is it, 4 or 5? 1, 2, 4. 4 channels. 5 channels on the regular that daily will play the other person's live from the night before, and they pick up where the other one left off. Now, they were just going over it, all the same stuff, and now they've gotten smart where one person lets off, the other person picks up. So they just continue this all day long. But these people go live, like the one person goes live for, I don't know, 4 to 6 hours, and then they all just play that live and commentate on it all day. All day. There's a few other people that have picked up on it, like Burnt Toast has even picked up on it, and that's been comical. And it is just crazy. Well, Kendall, the good thing is it's other people's drama. It's not even my drama, so I can find it entertaining. Chevy Tahoe High Country. Ooh, baby. I bet that thing's gorgeous. I think we've decided on a Chevy truck. I think that's where we're going. You talk too much. Rapper, go away. It's called commentary. I can. Some of these people don't, Kendall. Some of these people, yeah, rebrand, that's kind of what we're thinking. And it is just weird. I need a new pig. Oh, are you working on getting kicked out of here, Rapper? Well, let's go see. Technically, that was just a few months back, but whatever. Well, I mean, you came in here during Game of Thrones night and gave Sarah a hard time. Talked about her makeup. Did you know we could do that? Could go back and look at what your channel activity is? Hmm. Yeah, they like to come in and try to go at my looks, but I mean, 52 years old, I deserve to have a few wrinkles. Just saying. So fuck off. But yes, that's what we're looking at, is getting a Chevy. We were in between. I'm a Ford girl and Dave's a Chevy guy, and so we were looking at specifics, and I think we have decided. Well, age is nothing but a number, Rapper, and you must be miserable to come in here and attack me on it. So have a nice life. Sucks to be you hiding behind a name and a fake picture. If you think 52 is old as fuck, you need to get a life. That's okay. I got you links. I got you links. Y'all can block them now. Bye. Have a nice life. So, But congrats, Rebrand, on the new vehicle. You're older than me. They love to attack age, and that always cracks me up because what kind of insult is that, right? Like, come in here and attack my looks, come in here and attack my weight loss, come in here and attack whatever else you want to attack, when it just shows that you have nothing. And it shows your maturity, and it shows that it just shows what kind of person you are, which isn't the kind of person I want in my life. So, see ya. Kendall says, I am 53 and proud of it. I almost didn't make it to 50, so I am proud of my years. Also, everyone ages if you're lucky. Absolutely. Absolutely. I will be 53 in December. You know what? I was lucky to make it to this age. Lucky for mental health issues. And I don't apologize for that. And the only thing I regret is when I do things thinking I'm younger, and then my body says, bitch, you're stupid. Thank you, Kendall. Look, I'm extremely proud of myself. I have lost 113 pounds. I have gotten down. I have not been this small in 29 years, 30 years, right at 30 years. And I have gained my life back. And I wore a pair of Daisy Dukes the other day, y'all, to mow the yard. I was so tickled with myself. David was laughing at me. Giddy Melon Dragon. They've come in before, and they were a little snarky in that live, and that's how long it's been since they've been here. Was the trivia live that Kendall and I did months ago. It was back when we were talking with Sarah. Yes, I am. Thank you, Bubbles. Another one. Myler's mom got that one. Congrats. I don't know. Does YouTube notify people when they get gifted memberships? Because when I did this channel, I did it under a brand, and so I can't get gifted memberships. I can't even get a membership under it. When I do a membership, it puts it under my main account. Pisses me off. Good night, Kendall. Have fun at work tomorrow. Oh, Kendall, Kendall literally broke her ass. Not gonna lie. She fell, broke her ass. Literally. I started to ask if I could share, but I was gonna share it anyways because we laugh at it. Because, new expression to broke ass. Okay, they do send an email. Okay, good. I pick on her about it. Oh, yours is the 20th. Mine's the 10th. That's right. Didn't we talk about that in December? Oh, she has been so miserable, guys. So miserable. Oh, Rebrand said don't use the donut Kindle. I told her to go get a donut. I guess that's a bad idea. So don't do it. I did. I broke it. Not a crack, a clean break. Yep. She sent me the picture of her x-ray or whatever the hell it was. And I'm like, whose ass am I looking at? She's like, mine. Oh, that would be miserable breaking it when you're pregnant. Ugh. I fractured mine when I was a kid, but I was little. I was what, 10, 12 years old. And it's way different when you're young because you don't think it doesn't hurt like it does when you're older. All right, back on track because this case has got me down a major deep dive. So Friday, let me find their pictures. There it is. Let me go here. So on Friday, these three little girls, 5-year-old Olivia, 8-year-old Evelyn, and 9-year-old Peyton, had a scheduled visit with their father, Travis Decker. He picked them up at 5, supposed to drop them off at 8. They never showed up. 9:30, 9:45, mom calls cops. They go to looking. They've looked all weekend. They can't find him anywhere. It is I'm gonna just a warning. This is going to be a little bit of a trigger warning in this case. Broke it, still got up and changed clothes and worked 10 hours. Yes, she did. She has not stopped. They didn't want her to work. She's like, I gotta go to work. But a trigger warning with this case already has some serious trigger warnings in it. It is very awful. I suspect that they won't find him alive. Jumping ahead just a minute. Kendall, remember tailbone cutout cushion. If you're still listening. If not, I'll text her. So, that's the one I was on. It's on this. It's on this one. They've looked for them all weekend. Monday, they find them. Over the weekend, police looked for the children and Decker, who was believed to be living out of the white 2017 GMC Sierra pickup truck and Washington plates. Decker's unoccupied truck was located Monday near a campground, police said. During a search, officers found the bodies of the 3 girls. Police believe the girls died from asphyxiation, reported that their wrists were zip tied in court documents. I did find somebody that has the documents. I'm going to try to get them. They are asking people not to approach him at all. Decker is a veteran. He got out of the service, went into the Guard. He's in the Washington National Guard. He has not been at any of his monthly trainings in a year. They were already in the process of dishonorable discharging him. Surprised he wasn't considered AWOL. They have said, do not approach him. Let me get what he looks like. Yeah, this has several. This one here has several pictures of him, I do believe. He is 5'8", 190 pounds. He does have a beard. He was last seen wearing a light colored shirt and dark shorts. They were found with bags on their heads. They did not issue. Washington State Patrol was originally contacted on May 30th to request an Amber Alert, but the situation did not meet the required criteria at the time. The next day, Wenatchee police detectives recontacted State Patrol, recontacted State Patrol, and additional information that the MPA was issued. They did find him. They found the truck. They found the children. There was bloody handprints on the tailgate of the truck, but I don't know whose blood that would be. But they did have bags over their heads and their wrists were zip tied. So I find that really weird. He was definitely subduing them. The mother's name is Whitney. They've been divorced for multiple years. He was diagnosed with BPD, borderline personality disorder, narcissism. So I kind of wonder, he has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of first-degree kidnapping and 3 counts of first-degree custodial interference. They're throwing the book there. They're asking the community's assistance in locating him. As of June 4th, a reward of up to $20,000 is being offered for information leading to his arrest, according to the sheriff's office. Let's see, are there any other pictures of him here? I have another one that has some other pictures of him. Here is this one here of him. Let's make my picture smaller. Into the Weeds, hello. How are you? So he looks different in both pictures, doesn't he? Like that picture and that picture, he looks so different. But this is Travis Decker. If you are in Washington State, they do say do not contact him. He is considered an extreme threat because of his military background. They have not disclosed what that background exactly is. Oh no, Into the Weeds. Was your dog with you on the bike or just missing? Oh, hon, I am so sorry. I hope you begin to feel better. Yeah, another broken ass. We were just talking about Kendall's broken ass a while ago. Kendall fell and broke her tailbone. So it's in the air, guys. Us older women, we had somebody in here a while ago age shaming me. Us older women, be careful. We break our asses easy. So let's see. What is on here? Where's it at? When was this one? Okay, this was yesterday. All right, so let's watch this press conference with him. You know, on vacation for a week, and my sister-in-law lost them the first day and didn't tell us until we. Oh my God, I am so sorry. I can only imagine how freaked out you are about that. I would be. They really are our life. Let's see. This one. Nope. This one. Okay, let's watch this real quick.
Lead away, sir. Not a very big podium. Is everybody ready? Try not to tip over the podium here. Okay, I am Captain Brian Chance with the Wenatchee Police Department. This is Sheriff Morrison.
Now, just for viewer visionary people, this area of Washington is to the east of Seattle. It is the campground he was in is very wooded. It's very remote. People do like to hike through there. There are places for people to hide. So they are asking people, do not go to this area. They've got to find this guy because he is that dangerous.
Obviously with the Chelan County, and I'm going to start out the press release and talk about how we got to where we did just a couple of days ago or just yesterday. So I'll start off and give you a timeline of the involvement of Wenatchee Police Department in this case. On May 30th, at about 9:35 p.m., Wenatchee police officer Corporal Gonzalez responded to a call of a civil complaint. In responding to that call, he interviewed Whitney, the mother of the 3 young girls. There was no reported history of problems with the parenting plan. There were reported concerns of Travis being homeless and financially stressed recently. Whitney was clear that during the exchanges that had occurred in the past, that Travis was very communicative with her in any deviations from the parenting plan. Corporal Gonzalez, after speaking with Whitney, was able to identify Decker's vehicle through a local database called Spillman. He took the vehicle information and was able to enter it into Flock, which is a system of cameras that are located within the city and also in Chelan County. Flock located the vehicle, the white GMC Sierra, traveling northbound across the Wenatchee River Bridge. This was shortly after Decker had picked up the children for the visitation. After this information was obtained, and in addition to information that had been received by Whitney that Travis frequented local hotels and often local campgrounds as well, all local hotels and campgrounds in East Wenatchee and Wenatchee were checked by patrol officers from those jurisdictions, and Decker was not located. Park rangers were also contacted at Confluence Park and made aware of the situation. An attempt to locate was then sent out by Corporal Gonzalez to all regional agencies containing Decker's information along with the vehicle information. After that, Corporal Gonzalez made contact with Washington State Patrol and consulted their unit for an Amber Alert. The information at the time did not meet the threshold for an Amber Alert. On May 31st, Corporal Gonzalez contacted Sergeant Eaton at about 7 a.m. and advised him of the situation. After that conversation had occurred, Detective Brian Hewitt with the Wenatchee Police Department and Detective Sergeant Joe Eaton discussed the incident as well, and Detective Hewitt responded that day to continue the investigation. The family was contacted and additional information was obtained. He learned Travis and the daughters did not arrive at a planned 5K running event that morning, which was out of the ordinary to Whitney. Travis had had a recent history of attending and being present for all the daughters' events and programs. And, at that point, Detective Hewitt started to reach out to some of his contacts at the state and federal levels as well. He enlisted the assistance of the FBI, and with assistance from the FBI, phone location data was obtained for Thursday through Friday, plotting locations in and around Leavenworth. Detective Hewitt then, with that information, went to Leavenworth and started focusing on the areas of Chumstick and Icicle Road, and did not have any success in locating Travis or his vehicle or the girls. Throughout that day, Detective Hewitt had multiple contacts again with WSP, or Washington State Patrol, and continued to provide updates and request an Amber Alert, which still the information that he provided and had obtained did not meet the threshold for the Amber Alert to be activated. However, an Endangered and Missing Person Alert, an EMPA, was activated by the Washington State Patrol at approximately 4:00 p.m. I want to explain a little bit that the Endangered and Missing Person Alert does generate a flyer that goes out to all the contacts through that State Patrol Missing and Endangered Person Unit. So that goes statewide. As well, the information for the alert is posted on the reader boards that I'm sure everybody's familiar with on the state highways around Washington. And those were activated here locally on the major ingress and egress highways such as Highway 2 and I-90. Also on May 31st, Detective Hewitt had developed and communicated probable cause for custodial interference first degree, 3 counts of custodial interference first degree, and began assembling the paperwork to obtain those warrants. The following day, on June 1st, Detective Hewitt conducted additional follow-up and completed his initial report and request for the arrest warrants for custodial interference, which were granted and later entered into the system. The following day, which was Monday, the WPD Detective Unit met to devise a plan for the day on follow-up and submitting necessary paperwork for the warrant to ensure that had all gone through. WSP was contacted again, referenced the Amber Alert, yet we still didn't meet the criteria. The EMPA was...
I think they need to really change the criteria in these Amber Alerts. There have been so many cases where they should have put out Amber Alerts on these kids, and they don't.
Was deemed to be the best fitting alert. And one of the things that I want to share with everybody about that EMPA, because it is a, I'll say, level below or degree below the Amber Alert, it actually comes with an expiration time. And we were able to work with WSP because we did actually reach our expiration for that alert. And it, by policy, was supposed to have been pulled down. But through good communication, good cooperation, and the relationship that we've built with Washington State Patrol over a long period of time, they agreed to leave that up. And we also enlisted the cooperation of the Department of Transportation as well, who has some input and does actually help WSP run those reader boards as well. So we were able to get that cooperation. And so I want to emphasize that WSP was very good to work with, as was DOT, and we had that information up and available to the public for as long as possible, extending past what the policy said it should have been up there for. Also on Monday, CCSO detectives were contacted and assisted. We communicated with them and developed a plan for CCSO detectives to check the areas of Chumstick and Icicle Road as well. Myself, Sergeant Eaton, and Detective...
And you know, it's got to be frustrating for the law enforcement because their hands are tied on a lot of things until certain things are done on what they can and can't do. And at this point, you're just trying to find 3 little girls.
Detective Hewitt, shortly after coordinating with CCSO units, contacted the family and requested a meeting at the Wenatchee Police Department with the family and family representatives at approximately 10 a.m. The primary intent of the meeting was to provide an update to the family and answer any questions that they had about the ongoing investigation. The meeting was very positive and focused on maintaining good communication flowing back and forth both directions to maximize the exchange of information. At about 3:47 p.m., a CCSO deputy located the vehicle up the Icicle near the Rock Island campground. Sergeant Eaton and Detective Hewitt immediately responded to there to assist, and I remained at WPD to continue communication with the family and to coordinate additional law enforcement assistance from down here in the valley should it be needed. Upon arrival at the camp, upon arrival up there, the WPD units that responded connected.
When he gets through with most of this, after what they find, there are some updates. They did their press conference about 30 minutes ago, it looks like.
With CCSO deputies that had responded to the scene as well. And from there, they began their ground search of the immediate area around the vehicle. The initial information that we were provided following the locating of the vehicle was that the vehicle was unoccupied. And shortly thereafter, we were advised that the bodies of the 3 young girls had been located in relatively close proximity to that vehicle. And Travis was nowhere to be found.
My prayers and my heart go out to this mother. Her whole world was just taken from her. I cannot even imagine.
At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Sheriff Morrison and allow him to continue the press conference.
Thank you, Captain. Evening. I'm Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison. I appreciate all you being here. I really want to make sure that I point out that it's moments like these where we see our community coming together, paying respects to those young individuals.
And not only the mom, something else I had read earlier, the school where these little girls were at, they have asked people not to come to the school. They are trying to do what they can to help everybody deal with this grief. I agree, T-Pex. It's one of my worst fears. Even with my kids as adults, it's one of my worst fears.
That lost their lives. I want to pay respects to Peyton, Evelyn, Olivia. Your memory will never be forgotten, and we will not stop pursuing justice for you until those that were accountable for this are found. So I do appreciate everyone being here. To follow up, because I know
he seems like a no-nonsense kind of cop. I don't think he's playing.
Captain Chance has already touched on a lot of the topics that we've already discussed. I want to give thanks to the Wenatchee Police Department.
Let me go. Let's go find these others. I saved them. Let's remove that. Let me go pull them up. Okay. Yeah, let's do this one first. I hope they catch him soon. Who knows where he went, T-Pex said. Rebrand says, my son's best friend was murdered by father along with mother and sister. My boys were 8 and 9. The neighborhood was crazy. We didn't let my boys out of the house for a couple of days because I can't imagine. Like total fear and lockdown would happen. I just cannot even imagine. Why it makes me do it that way, I do not know. Okay, let's see. Here is, this one was about an hour ago, and then there was another one 30 minutes ago.
Okay. Is everybody ready? Good. Okay. Good evening. My name is Detective Sergeant Joe Eaton with the Wenatchee Police Department. I'm one of the PIOs for the Wenatchee Police Department. Tonight, we're going to have Chelan County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Mike Morrison, give you another update on the investigation. For the record, my name is Sergeant Joe Eaton, Joeeaton, and Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison, MikeMorrison. Tonight he'll deliver his updates, and then at the conclusion of his update, we'll have about 5 minutes for questions. With that, I'll turn it over to Sheriff Morrison. Thank you, Sergeant. Try not to disturb anyone's microphones here.
T-Pex, it actually looks like it's closer to Seattle than Spokane. I'm going to look it up on the map and try to get some good area views of that campground. But when I was looking at it, it's about an hour, hour and a half from Seattle, and it looks like it's like 3 hours from Spokane, I think. I mean, I could have looked at it wrong, which that was just a real quick looking at it before I went live. Yeah, Seattle has been on their defund the police thing for a really long time, and I think they just need to slow their roll. That ain't gonna help nothing.
Do appreciate everyone coming out. We don't have as much information.
They're very much tree huggers, and during COVID, they had tent cities, and it was insane.
Information to provide today, but we have been working tirelessly throughout the day with our federal resources, state resources, neighboring agencies. As always, I'd like to start off just by recognizing the Decker family, let them know they're still very much in our thoughts, our prayers. We've been working hard. Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia are clearly a motivating force for us. A lot of our guys are working with sleep deprivation, but their thoughts are always on the girls and making sure that we're staying motivated and getting the results the family expects out of us. So, as we mentioned before, not much to go off of. We have been following leads thanks to the FBI and their analysis team that has been going out, processing social media leads throughout the nation, not just here locally. Following up those leads, we've been assigning detectives, marshal services, representatives to go out and do interviews. We also appreciate the nation police departments. We had one in McCall, Idaho today, was doing follow-ups for us. So we're not just keeping our focus here within Chelan County, we're also focusing nationwide on other leads that are coming out. Again, thank you to those police departments, sheriff's offices, state agencies across the nation that have stepped up to assist us and giving us the additional resources that we desperately need. Clearly, this is not the outcome we wanted to see. We were hoping that we could find Travis today, but we are feeling optimistic thanks to our marshals department that has come through and tracked down some good leads that we feel are giving us more of an insight into Travis's mindset, where he may have not gone or may have gone to. And we'd also like to thank the FBI and their behavioral analysts unit that has also gone through, done an assessment of some of the interviews that we've had regarding Travis and made a determination on maybe what his thought process was, what decisions he might have made, and where he'd gone. In addition to our detectives also following through some of the financial documents, tracking areas that he had previously frequented, and we're optimistic that we will find him shortly. We'd also like to thank Spokane County Sheriff's Office for coming out, Sheriff Knowles, having their helicopter fly from 6 o'clock this morning to 11, as I understand it. At 11 o'clock, our helicopter was also on ground at the fish hatchery in Leavenworth to fly the Icicle Creek. We also deployed our swiftwater rescue team to go through there and start searching the creek in cases that Travis did enter in there. The water is running pretty quickly now, thanks to the spring runoff. But we're optimistic that with our air units up in the sky, looking over the terrain, it's definitely diverse when you're talking about the amount of acreage that we're covering, that we're doing the best we can. We also want to thank Sheriff Myers down in Kittitas County for deploying some of his search and rescue units, checking trailheads on the backside of Chelan County to see if there's any opportunity that Travis might have made it out to that location. We have learned so far through our investigation today that he is well versed in outdoor survival. And talking with his father, it sounds at times that he would go out and would be living off grid for sometimes up to 2.5 months. So we also understand too that he at times would do caching. So we understand that that's a possibility that he could have scoped out this area before, put supplies out there, and has the ability and the knowledge to survive for a long period of time. We saw this before a couple years ago when we assisted Kittitas County with a similar case. So we are putting our resources out. We saw our SWAT team today out off the icicle drainage, checking residences through there, in addition to us still having units out on the ground, continuing to check, in addition to expanding out and looking at local counties. So we're going to continue to do what we need to do, partnering with our federal partners. We will again want to say thank you to the FBI, Homeland Security that has assisted us more yesterday. Also going with the Marshal Services, the Washington State Patrol that has been working alongside of us, along with their detective units. And we've also had a forensics electronic detective going through the cell phone and other electronic items that we've collected on the scene. So we're hoping to gather more information, take that intel that we've gathered today, and continue to press on tomorrow. But at this time, we have not found Travis. My message is still the same. Travis, if you're out there seeing us, we'd like you to turn yourself in. We want a peaceful resolution to this, but we're not going to relinquish our efforts and giving up any effort that we can proceed to track you down. So please turn yourself in. Let's wrap this up and do what's right for your kids. So any questions? No, and I don't think there'd be any motive that'd be acceptable. I mean, clearly, it's not the decision of a sound mind, and these young girls were a victim. They were discovered earlier this week. It was outside Leavenworth. You're more up icicle drainage around milepost 18, around Rock Island Campground. We do have a map that I think we've already shared online, but it is more of a rural campground. Okay. No, there was another individual that was located today, not related to the case, and that was out towards the Big Y, where US 2 and 97 connect, but not related to the case.
So they were looking for somebody else too while they were looking for this dude. Yeah, and there's a lot to hide in. So if he has the skills that they're saying, which most of your military will, it may be a bit if he didn't take his own life. I'm on the fence with that, Bubbles. I'm on the fence with that.
Idaho, there were reports of possible sightings, or maybe it was just the fact that I can tell you so far today, we had a possible sighting on East Leavenworth Road. We checked that out. It was not Mr. Decker. We had another one out at milepost 83, US 2. And then, of course, we continue to hear information about other possible sightings from across the nation. As we understood, based off the information we got back, was that the sighting in McCall, Idaho was not our suspect, but we'll continue to work with our neighboring agencies, not only here in the state, but across the nation to help us track down any leads we do get.
TPEX, I was going to type it out, but it's a lot, so I'll just go ahead and erase what I was typing. I don't know for sure if he was in a war situation in the military, but they did say he had a military background that is concerning and would be dangerous to the general public, so to not approach him. So I'm suspecting that possibly with the current war situations going on, Afghanistan and all that still being fairly an issue, very possible. But I can't say for sure yet. I'm hoping in the documents that I saw another creator have that I can find out.
Worst case scenario, we could see that he might have gotten a head start on Friday, so he would have had the whole weekend to be out there. But we're still tracking it down. We will have our autopsy results. It should be coming back tomorrow, and we'll get a better idea of what kind of time frame we're looking at.
Yeah, Bubbles, I do think he's toying with mom because it doesn't make any sense to take the girls' lives. I maybe lure the mom out and take her life, I could see, but why take the little girls' lives the way that he did? Like, because when he zip tied their wrist, they were tortured, that mentally torturing them, and to asphyxiate. Did he tie them up and just let the bag do it, or did he do it? I mean, I have questions there, morbid questions, yes, but they're there. So there's more that I would like to know on that, but man, I just don't know.
We're not ruling anything out. So, I mean, we have been in touch with agencies, of course, across the nation and just tracking down leads. We are aware of other connections he has. We've interviewed friends, coworkers. We're optimistic that we can track down his location. Our detectives are still going through that process. I know that we worked with the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab yesterday, in addition to our detectives, process all that information. And today, as I was leaving our emergency operations center, we did have members of the Washington State Patrol that were processing some of the cell phones we located in the vehicle. What military training does he have that could be a factor in his ability to move authority? We do understand, and we're getting more confirmation that he might have possibly gone through mountain survival school. But we also know, too, that he's been an outdoorsman since he was a kid. Talking with the parents, it seemed like this was something that he was attracted to, like doing in his free time. So clearly some of the knowledge he's probably acquired throughout his lifetime, in addition to the training he might or might not have acquired through the Army, is something that we're taking into consideration. But we do want to validate what trainings he's actually gone through, and we do have some U.S. Marshals tracking that down as well. Well, we're certainly an agency that learns from the past. I mean, we saw this before, I believe, around North Bend. I don't know how many years ago that was, where they had an individual who had been involved in a similar incident and then had dug himself a bunker out there. So we take that in consideration, that he may be aware of our surroundings, has the ability to survive, and that's going to certainly make it more challenging, but we're up for that challenge. I mean, we recognize that 87% of our county is not accessible by road. We've been dealing with that over the last 125-year history of this agency. So we're no stranger to that. We're aware of our terrain, and we'll continue to work with our federal partners and U.S. Forest Service. That is.
Yeah, Rebrain, I'm going to finish digging tomorrow. This is going to be something I'm just going to do one time on, just because it's too important. I mean, if he stopped doing his monthly details with the guard a year ago, that tells me that for a year there's been something going on. And he was talking about getting rid of his dog, which, from what I'm understanding, was like a service dog to him. So that tells me there's a plan in place with whatever he's got going on. Yes, a lot of forest. It's going to be very hard to find him. Very hard.
Step alongside of us to assist us in possibly closing down some of the trails in the area in order to ensure, of course, that the environment stays safe for anyone who may come to visit, but that we also have access to go through there and start checking all the trails and locations that we believe he may recreate.
Well, we already know the VA is dropping the ball in the care with their soldiers. They just are. Flat out are. It's something we fight constantly. I wish they had a mic on the dang people in the presser so we could hear what they're asking. There was problems in the marriage. They had been fighting. There had been a lot of situations happen in the marriage before the divorce. So I just think there was something in borderline personalities are hard to deal with. They just are, especially when you deal with narcissism with the borderline personality. And he was diagnosed with those.
We understand the mentality we're dealing with. We have a well-trained agency. We're a leader when it comes to de-escalation here in Washington State. We were one of the original agencies for that training hub, so we understand that we have the ability to control the pace of situations. We have behavioral health units. We have the ability to communicate with them, and we're going to continue to do that. But our primary goal is to track him down. Of course, we want to make sure that he's safe, but ultimately he will be brought to justice. The amount of partners that have come alongside us. I mean, again, I've cited the U.S. Marshal Service, the
He
FBI,
has a stare, doesn't he?
Homeland Security Investigations. We've had Border Patrol's tracking team here. We've had Douglas County, East Wenatchee. The amount of resources that we put on this right away gives me confidence that we are doing everything possible. In addition to working with the behavioral analyst team and also bringing cadaver dogs, we're open to anything and everything. And so far, despite our limited resources, it's part of our mission statement with the resources entrusted to us. I think that a lot of people have come alongside us to help us out. That's why I'm optimistic. So we're not doing it alone. What has that interaction been like with his immediate public? What are they telling you about their reaction to this event? How are they handling it? They're frustrated with the situation, clearly, but this is their son. So, of course, that they have concerns about his safety. But overall, they understand that he does have to be brought in and he has to be held accountable for his actions. One more question. Sheriff, I just wanted to clarify. You said that with this survival skills coming to light, how does that change moving forward as we get further and further into this investigation? Well, we understand that he can cover a lot of ground. I mean, certainly, based off what I know from him, he's in decent shape, and he has the ability to go out there, which, if anyone's been out in that part of the county, it's thick. So it's going to make it more challenging for us to locate him.
And he's got 3 days on them because they're pretty sure this happened Friday evening. And they didn't find these girls till Monday. So he's got a few days on them. There is no telling how far out he's gone.
And especially if he's knowledgeable and he knows how to conceal himself, that will make a unique challenge for us. But we feel pretty confident in bringing members of Border Patrol in too, with their experience of working in more diverse terrain, especially along our Canadian border. We have people who are experts in that field as well, and also excel and have the military training as well. I mean, we recognize he's not a subject matter expert. I'm not going to glorify him in that sense. I do appreciate his service, but overall, we have other men and women who are assisting us who are also military veterans and have that kind of background and experience. And I would certainly point out our Force Service deputy.
If I was reading one of the things I read earlier, and if I have this wrong, please forgive me because I needed to go back and finish reading to see if I understood it correctly. But they were saying, you know, he had a couple of accidents or traffic stops, something to that effect, in May. And I want to say they said he was stopped on Friday with the girls, like around this time. My question is, was he going to get the girls when he was stopped, or did he have the girls? and so I definitely need to dig more to see exactly where that lies.
That was able to immediately locate it as soon as we got information about a general area where he's at. We're up for that challenge. So thank you. Okay, for our media partners.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Hold on. Hold on. Wait your big bad self. And this one's cute too, guys. I mean, Washington's got cute cops. Just saying.
With the Wenatchee Police Department. I'm one of the PIOs for the Wenatchee Police Department. Tonight, we're going to have Chelan County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Mike Morrison, give you another update on the investigation. For the record, my name is...
Let me see if I can find it while this is playing, because I don't remember where I found it. It may be in one of these articles.
Sergeant Joe Eaton, Joeeaton, and Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison, Mikemorrison. Tonight he'll deliver his updates, and then at the conclusion of his update, we'll have about 5 minutes for questions. With that, I'll turn it over to Sheriff Morrison.
Thank you, Sergeant. Trying not to disturb anyone's microphones here. We appreciate everyone coming out. We don't have as much information to provide today, but we have been working tirelessly throughout the day with our federal resources, state resources, neighboring agencies. As always, I'd like to start off just by recognizing the Decker family, let them know they're still very much in our thoughts, our prayers. We've been working hard. Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia are clearly a motivating force for us. A lot of our guys are working with sleep deprivation, but their thoughts are always on the girls and making sure that we're staying motivated and getting the results the family expects out of us. So as we mentioned before, not much to go off of. We have been following leads thanks to the FBI and their analysis team that has been going out, processing social media leads throughout the nation, not just here locally, following up those leads. We've been...
I wonder if Plunder would strike me if I play her. Even though he is so nice to look at. Got to be in trouble. Let's see. Because I wondered if it wasn't something that Plunder said where I heard it. All right. So, fair use and all. Let me... I don't know if Plunder strikes. I hope not. Plunder, please don't. I am going to share your link.
Researching, but I was finally able to purchase 4 documents in the case of the state of Washington versus Travis Caleb Decker. We all know police are hunting down Travis Caleb Decker for the horrible things he did.
So the link to this live that I'm showing now that is on Plunder is in the chat. So let's go forward a little bit on it because
the issuance of a warrant for the arrest of the above defendant. So we know that's Travis. It's hereby ordered that a warrant of arrest be issued for the arrest of Travis Caleb Decker upon the charges of aggravated murder in the first degree, 3 counts. Kidnapping.
This is a picture of the truck that he was driving, which they have in their possession.
Kidnapping in the first degree, 3 counts. His bail is fixed at no bail pending the defendant's first appearance in court. Hopefully they'll be able to find him and get him in court if he's still alive. One of these documents really shows
these little girls are so precious. Like, my God, they're adorable.
his wife's pain, what she went through, reporting her girls missing, how upset she was. I should be able to put a link below to these documents. I'll upload them so the folks that prefer to download them and read them that way can. This is another one-pager. I'll get through the one-pagers quickly. This is filed June 3rd, 2025. His warrant of arrest. There's his birth date. He has a birthday coming up in a couple of months. He'll be 33 again if he's still alive. In essence, it talks about the kidnapping in the first degree, the aggravated murder. Judge Robert.
I'm not sure what these pictures are here that she's showing. Maybe it's their home. Oh no, it looks like a very lovely home if it's their home.
Jordan signed it. No bail.
Here is another picture of him, which is the other picture that I showed a while ago. Active warrant on him. That is mom with the 3 girls.
Until first appearance. So like yesterday we listened to the presser, we listened to dispatch audio. I can still go through more. Some horrific details started coming out as soon as I filmed the previous video. Now let's read this 5-pager, the amended information. It shows Travis Decker and it's basically just listing his counts. It's saying on or about between Friday, May 30th, we know that's the day the girls were picked up by Travis and not brought back. So they're listing just the initials of the girls and their date of birth. That always gets me when they say a human being to remember. You know, these victims were human beings and they had vigils for the girls, and to see their little friends so upset, and even one other dad, he cried. Oh, it's heartbreaking. They had a presser last night. There should be another one tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I hope by then they have him in custody. But these are just...
Here's some other pictures of him. His pictures change. Like, that is weird. Like, each picture they've shown of him looks somewhat different. Oh, he's going to be hard to find, guys, if he's hiding in plain sight. Like, geez.
The counts. So of course we see count 1, count 2, count 3 for each of the girls. They're calling the crime part of a common scheme or plan. Max penalty for the above crime is life in prison without parole. They're listing the girls' initials.
I don't think they have the death penalty in Washington State.
Their birth dates. You know, we got to look at Olivia's room and her little pillow in her room.
Okay, that's what the pictures were. Those pictures were Olivia's room. Oh, a beautiful little house.
When she was a baby in the previous video, it's just so heartbreaking. And now we have count 4 for the kidnapping charges, again, for all 3 girls, especially particularly vulnerable victims. And he used his position of trust. That's what one man said. How does he explain to his daughter, his 10-year-old daughter, this man who was at the vigil, crying? Like, how do I explain to my daughter that a dad could do this to his own daughters? They're giving the max penalties, life in prison, and or a $50,000 fine for the kidnapping charges. So, of course.
And that's times 3 because each count has 3 charges to it. So the kidnapping charge is times 3. The murder charge is times 3. So that's 3 life sentences. And then this one here as well.
They have count 5 and then count 6. So that's it for that one. I think the one I found the most compelling, you know, telling the human side of the story, is this one, filed yesterday, June 3rd, Travis Decker. So this tells us the story. On May 30th, that would have been Friday. So this would have been around 9:34 p.m. So Whitney arrived in the lobby at the WPD to report a civil complaint. So she was on top of it. She advised patrol that her ex-husband, Travis C. Decker, had failed to return their 3 children. So he should have had them back at 8 p.m. He was in violation of their agreed upon and court-ordered parenting plan. So Corporal Gonzalez noted Whitney appeared distraught and looked like she had been recently crying. She advised that her and Decker were previously married but have been divorced for several years.
I get what you're saying, Rebrand, but I think that would be the easy way out for him. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. And this is the cruel part of me. This is the mean side of me. This is the side of me that is looking at somebody who took the life of 3 beautiful babies that deserve everything in this world. So I give 0 fucks about what people think on him. even though he has a family, and I am sorry to his family because they are suffering too and they do not deserve this. However, unaliving by cop is not a bad choice. You know what I mean?
And have 3 children together. Along with the divorce, the two have had a parenting plan in place, with the most current one issued by a judge on September 27, 2024. The current parenting plan limits Decker's visitations to every other weekend with specific hours of Fridays from 500 hours. So, wow, that's 5 a.m. That's pretty early. To 8 p.m. So he can have them as early as 5 a.m. on Fridays to 8 p.m. I didn't know it was that long. Saturdays from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The order also.
So the parenting order, he's not even allowed to have them overnight. I think he was at one time, and he took them out of state or off several hours away without permission, and so they changed it to where he couldn't keep them overnight anymore, if I'm understanding that correctly. But I read that on Facebook. So he was allowed to have them for a few hours on Friday, a few hours on Saturday, and then a few hours on Sunday. I mean, that's just crazy.
Also specifies no overnight visits, and the visits will only occur in the Wenatchee Valley. So Whitney reported that Decker picked up their daughters from her residence, and we will kind of blur that out, around the scheduled time of 5 p.m., but did not return them. He didn't return at the scheduled 8 p.m., and I think that was odd from what I've read. She stated she attempted to call Decker multiple times, but his cell phone goes straight to voicemail, which typically means the
We riding it, Dawn? Let's go. A bunch of mamas on this man's ass. He wouldn't know what to think.
cell phone is off or out of service. Whitney expressed concern because Decker reportedly has never done this before, and further noted he is currently experiencing some mental health issues. So unlike what I was thinking, maybe she had run into problems with him before returning the girls, but no, it says he's never done this before. At the time of the initial report, Whitney explained that Decker does not currently have a stable residence and is considered homeless. He is known to often stay in hotels, motels, or he camps at local campgrounds. But Whitney did not know where to find him. Corporal Gonzalez stated he attempted Decker's cell phone number, but it went straight to voicemail, identifying the cell phone as Decker's. So Whitney knows Decker drives a white truck, but was unsure what kind. She, however, noted that he had recently been cited for driving without insurance. Corporal Gonzalez conducted a record search and identified Decker's truck as a white 2017 GMC Sierra, and there's his plate. Wow, so he had just been in a collision on May 27th, 2025, and he was in fact cited for some infractions following the investigation by WPD Patrol. Wow, and he was just in another collision on May 4th, 2025, but he left the scene. Call notes say there was no damage to the other vehicle when patrol arrived, and the other driver declined a need for follow-up. Okay, so in that hit and run, Travis just left. First of all, why is he getting into 2 crashes in May? And he was cited for what? Just driving without insurance? What were the penalties? Boy, what a mess. That would be interesting. So they were able to find his type of truck, but I'm wondering what the heck was going on with him.
Okay, can y'all hear me now? Okay. Yeah, the mic died. Well, we know they don't last very long. Okay. Sorry about that.
Him in May. Corporal Gonzalez checked Decker's vehicle registration through the flock safety and found the truck was last registered by automatic license plate readers northbound on the Wenatchee
Are we all good? Okay.
Bridge. So indeed, we had seen a photo of them catching, the flock cameras catching his truck. Camera F002 North Wenatchee Avenue at Horse Lake Road, NB at 1741 hours, indeed at 5:41 p.m. So he noted this was likely after Decker picked up his daughters and suspected he may be headed to a hotel or campground.
Okay, this is where, so that was my mistake. That is not what had happened. This is where I took it that she was saying after he was stopped, he was headed to the hotel, because it's in the same paragraphs as what she's reading and talking about here. So that's my fault. That's why I wanted to make sure I could go back and find it to confirm what I had heard. But he was spotted on these cameras headed to what they assumed where he was going to be. He would be going with the girls at 5:41, which was right after he picked them up at 5.
In the North End. After the contact with Whitney, Corporal Gonzalez checked all hotels, motels in the city limits, as well as Confluence State Park. While at Confluence, he spoke to a park ranger and was able to check their camping roster. Decker was not listed as staying at any campsite. East Wenatchee PD Officer Conley was contacted and asked to check East Wenatchee hotels, motels for Decker's vehicle. After a search of the area, Decker's vehicle was not located. So they were right on it, doing their due diligence, trying to find this man. Given the circumstances, an attempt to locate was initiated for all Valley agencies to be on the lookout.
You know, anymore with social media, it is really, really hard to hide. These things start getting out and social media takes off and starts sharing the information. So if they will start doing their due diligence with these Amber Alerts and these other different types of alerts that they have, in utilizing them and putting that info out there, people can start spreading the word and finding these missing children. Now, would it have mattered in this case? I don't think so. Sadly, I suspect these young babies were taken from us not long after he picked them up. Can y'all hear me, or am I talking to nothing? Y'all aren't saying no sound, so y'all must still be there.
Out for Decker, his vehicle, and the children. Corporal Gonzalez investigated further and consulted with the Washington State Patrol Missing and Endangered Person Unit. He provided the facts of the case to screen for an Amber Alert. So he was trying to get an Amber Alert, but based on the fact there was no current evidence to believe the children were at risk of serious bodily injury or death, it did not qualify. Well, I don't know, those 2 crashes in May that Decker had, and him not bringing the children home, and Whitney saying his state of mind was a little bit different, I think maybe that should have qualified.
I agree with Plunder on that. That should have absolutely qualified for a stronger alert, more urgency in trying to find them. All of that should have mattered. All of that should have mattered.
Whitney was advised of the updates and inability to locate the children, Decker, or his vehicle. She was advised to call Rivercom immediately if and when she hears from Decker. So that's just like call 911 if and when she heard from him. But now we're moving on to Saturday. On Saturday, May 31st, there was a large social presence, looking for information into the whereabouts of Decker and the children. By the time I saw the social media posts, it was clear that Whitney had not been able to contact Decker for over 12 hours, and from WPD's pass down, it was noted that one of the children had an event planned at a local park the morning of that Decker and the children never showed up for. So we did see Whitney's post. We talked about that yesterday, that post on Saturday that started going viral where she talked about, my ex-husband never brought the girls home last night. With a continued concern about the lack of communication from Decker, I met with Whitney at her parents' residence in Wenatchee to get further details.
Okay. I think I don't want to use all of Plunder's because she did pay for these documents and fight to get them. So the link is in the chat. Go over and give it a view. Give her those views for that. That's just a creator respectful thing to do. I'm going to be joining her Patreon soon. It'll probably be next week. And for those documents to help support her with the documents and things that she's doing. Thank you, Rebrand. So make sure y'all go give her the views for this. And we're going to keep following this. We're going to stay on this case. They are going to be doing press conferences at least once a day. So I will make sure nothing else can just stream it so that we have that content and we can figure out and help share and get this information out there. But I don't know that I want to continue to keep doing lives this late. This was a little late for me. My brain starts slowing way down. But it's summertime and it's really hard because I take the dogs out late because it's too freaking hot. So, but I can take them out after dark. It's fine. But I am going to say good night. And I missed this week's book club. So we will just do next week for my members, you guys. We'll do next Wednesday for members only. That looked like what somebody did on the poll. If you want a different day, go over the poll on the community post and pick a day. Lightweight. I was very sick yesterday, so I am still kind of lit. But and it is my husband's birthday, so I do need to go spend some time with him for his birthday. And so, but let's see about doing something else tomorrow for this and keep covering this. And with anything, if y'all most of y'all have my phone number, text me, Discord me, or email me if you see something I might have missed. And we will definitely, we can do some pop on lives and get this information out there. We want to find this man. We want to find him. Let's put his picture up here again. If you have seen Travis Decker, 5'8", 190 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. He has a beard and a mustache. He's got different pictures. He looks different in all of these pictures. I don't see any other ones on here. This one. See there, to me, he looks totally different than the other picture. That's just me, but that does give you a good idea of what he looks like. If you see him, I did not want it to do that. It totally clicked off what I had. I clicked the wrong button. What took less than a minute? What did I miss? Anyways, if you see him, call law enforcement immediately. Oh, you lost your top crown. Oops. I don't even, let me go look at it, see if it lets me pull it up. Oh, look, I can't click on them. LM Dragon's number 1, Rebrand's number 2, Bubbles number 3, T-Pex number 4, Into the Weeds was 5, and Kendall was 6. Kendall didn't stay very long. But there you go. There's our tops. You win, LM Dragon, you win. Anyways, if you see Travis Decker, call 911. Do not approach him. He is considered dangerous. My prayers to Whitney and her family and to other children that knew the girls. Peyton, let me get their names. Peyton, Olivia, and Emma, what is the other little girl's name? Shoot. Evelyn. I knew it was an E. Evelyn. 9-year-old Peyton, 8-year-old Evelyn, and 5-year-old Olivia. Our prayers go out to Whitney, their mother. May you, beautiful souls, rest in peace. And you guys have a great night. I will see y'all as soon as we have some updates tomorrow or so. Oh, sorry, I had to click in my video. I had removed my intro and out videos. I was having to fix them. This case is heartbreaking, and so we're definitely going to keep covering it. You guys have a good week. It is hump day. Make sure the rest of your week is nice and safe, and have a good weekend if I do not talk to y'all before then. But have a good night, everyone.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past.
And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in